My daddy said. My daddy said. My daddy. Hey guys, welcome to my very first wrestling review, and today I'm reviewing AEW Dynamite. And I'm not gonna go in a chronological order, I'm gonna say that first of all. So this is going to be my highest stakes to my lowest stakes. So let's start with the main event. Cody versus Malakai Black. Great match. Cody got squashed like I hope to see. Like, Jesus Christ, the Cody character is starting to grind my gears, and it's been 1.5 years that he's been doing that for me. Apparently he's still over in the land of the Patriots, but I fucking hate his guts. Jesus. It's really hard to like Cody if you're not American, and I'm not American, so I don't like his gimmick. It's a heel gimmick, but fine, whatever. At least he put over Malakai, right? He had to steal the fucking moment. Malakai squashed him in a few minutes flat, and he, instead of selling the damn thing, he went and got up like he got concussed or something. I got hurt by the black mask. I can barely move. I can still cut a 5-minute promo though. Jesus. Seriously, Cody, your drama is starting to hurt. Anyways, Malakai put him out of his misery, but not before he stole the whole damn moment and teased a retirement. And I do not know who cleared this. Tony, if you cleared this, please understand the retirement angle will always take precedence over a squash angle. Malakai's moment was completely stolen by Cody, and it shouldn't have happened. Last time you guys did this, it was 100% perfect. It was one of the best endings of Dynamite ever. Brody went over so hard. He beat Cody, he beat basically the entire Nightmare family. He got Anna Jay to beat the shit out of Brandy, which was very fun, I will admit. And that's it. The show ended on an emotional note of Cody and Brandy both practically unconscious, holding hands. That was nice, that was sweet. He actually felt like a face. And Brody felt like this monstrous heel, and Dark Order, this cult of insane nutbags. Of course, they're faces now, but that's not the point. Cody should have done the same thing here. Okay, yeah, Brandy's on maternity leave, so just have Cody get the shit beaten out of him. Post-match too, why not? He should be squashed. Instead, he took away Malakai's beautiful moment. He would be establishing himself as one of the biggest forces in AEW. And truth be told, he has, but it has come at the expense of some legitimacy. Cody stole his moment. Hey guys, just cutting in to let you know that most of you aren't subbed, so hit the sub box and bell icon, really helps the channel. Thanks. Now, back to the video. Moving on, we had Hangman on this show, as usual, and Hangman is always fun to watch. Him and the Elite are the best story in wrestling right now. There is no story in wrestling as good as these two, period. Him and Dark Order have great chemistry, and when he came to the Dark Order lair, told them not to be with him, like they're still friends, but he doesn't want them to back him up anymore because this is his problems. That's relatable. We, as people, we push our friends away when we feel like we don't deserve them. I've done that myself. I do that myself. So it's very relatable, and Hangman remains the most relatable character in all of wrestling, and that's something to be proud of. Kenny, on the other hand, remains the biggest cunt in all of wrestling, which, you know, fun to watch, undoubtedly. And he had this Cookie Monster shirt, and Gallows had a robe, and Matt and Nick had Hawaiian shirts, all teasing the upcoming Bray and Ric Flair and CM Punk bullshit. Whatever, I don't really care for that, but the bit was nice. And then, you know, Hangman gets his ass handed to him by the Elite because the Dark Order can't back him up because he told the Dark Order to stay away. So the Dark Order is also conflicted. Half of them want to help him, but Stu and Uno, being the older, cooler heads, are trying to stop them from doing so because they don't want to endanger their friendship with Hangman, because Hangman has told them to stay out of it. And that's fine, that's great storytelling. Moving on, we had Christian Cage taking on the Blade in a match that is really just heading towards Christian being the #1 contender. Clearly a red herring, as they're still building Kenny and Hangman. Kenny and Hangman had like 3 segments, Christian had 2. There's no way Christian's going to be the one challenging for the belt. And even if it is Christian, he's not winning. It'll be Hangman beating Kenny. That's the story. They've been telling the story for 2.5 years. There's no way they're going back on that. And if they do, I'll just be really disappointed. In other news, we had legit Layla Hirsch beating Allie, the bunny, and becoming the #1 contender for the NWA Women's title held by Camille. And Camille looks like a brick shit house. Holy shit, that woman is huge and hot, but mostly huge and very intimidating. And Layla in front of her just looked like a kid. A very muscular kid, but still, like, this woman is large, man. And it's been memed to hell over social media, so, understandable. I would do the same thing. The Redeemer, God's favorite champion, Miro, went over Shotty Lee in a big way. He practically squashed the guy. Shotty got some good offense. He looked good in the match, but this was all Miro. Let's not fool ourselves. It was made to make him look like a monster. And he did look like a monster. And his new gimmick is over with me, brother. It's wonderful. Like, the way he squashes people and then he's just patting their heads like, I forgive you, I'm the Redeemer, I'm God's greatest champion, I've got a double-jointed wife. Great stuff. More of that, please. The night started with Jericho and the Juice, Juventud Guerrera, going in a 1996 nostalgia match, which I'm all for, but God, this was a hard match to watch. There was a lot of botches early on, and it felt like these two, who haven't worked since like 97 or 98 or something, have just completely forgotten that chemistry that they used to have back in WCW. But okay, fine, they're old, I understand, but it could have been better, and it did get better as the match went on, and they found some semblance of the chemistry in the second half of the match, where both of them were wonderful. The Judas effect off the top rope was chef's kiss. Very good, very well done. Mr. Jericho, God of War, Demo God, List Guy, I don't know, he has like 1,000 nicknames. It's really hard to catch up on that. After the match, Wardlow came out, beat the shit out of both of them, and MJF announced that Wardlow is going to be the next labor of Jericho, baby. And he is also going to be the special guest ref. I'm not entirely sure, they didn't really sell it hard enough. Either he's the special guest ref or he'll just be at ringside. I'm not sure. But it is setting up to be him as the special guest ref, because he was complaining about Aubrey, the floozy, whose refereeing was apparently bad. So, probably special guest ref, but they should have sold it a little bit more. We got a couple of NXT Rejects on the show, guys. I joke. I love Everrise. They're great, and their comedic timing is second to almost none. And they were great here too. They made Mox and Darby and Eddie and Sting look like $1 million, who all looked like they were having so much fun. I'm down for a faction of those four, if you know what I mean. Like, I would love that, but it's not gonna happen. It's too good for this world, too pure. Can you imagine Darby being embarrassed by his 3 dads? I can. Fun. Everrise looked great. They made their opponents look great. If this was a tryout match, well, Tony, you can sign them if you wanna, but why would you want to? There's like 1 million guys in the roster. Stop signing people. Fuego got on TV and got the shit beaten out of him by Andrade, who's apparently very pissed that the Lucha Bros are not taking him up on his offer. So, he just beat Fuego up a little to get his heat back. Understandable, and Fuego got some TV time, so I'm happy both ways. There was a Brian Cage video package with Team Taz cutting in, and it was well edited, it was short, it was sweet, and Brian cut a nice little promo like he's gonna kill Team Taz, like how Team Taz has been holding him back. He didn't get into AEW through Taz, he got in the door himself, and then Taz hitched his bandwagon onto him, trying to get some popularity. Understandable, that is exactly what happened, and he is the face, so he's supposed to be telling the truth. On the other hand, Ricky's also right when he says Ricky's ceiling is much higher than Cage's. I like Brian Cage. He looks like a brick shithouse too. And he looks like he could pick up me and my entire family and chuck them off the Twin Towers. But his charisma is a little lacking, and Ricky Starks feels like the second coming of The Rock. That is high praise, and I'm not the only guy saying it. So, understandably, I think Ricky's gonna win this one. There was also a Brit Baker promo. She came out with Reba, not Rebel, in tow, and Shivani being all friendly with her, and then Red Velvet came out, wanted a title shot. They made it official for Rampage. Meh segment, don't care. Love Baker, not so much Red Velvet. She's meh for me, but I hope they can build her up better, because so far I don't really feel like she's been built to that level. And you know what? Brit agreed with me in the promo that she cut. She was an enhancement talent like just a few months ago. Why should she care? Like, there should be somebody that's legitimately tough and a huge face going up against her. maybe a Hikaru Shida rematch, maybe somebody else, but let's face it, AEW has not done a good job of booking the women's division. Only a couple of characters interest me, and yeah, that's about it. The women's promo genuinely was very repetitive, and Baker as usual is great, but Red Velvet doesn't seem to bring a lot of charisma on the mic, and that seems to be hurting Baker's run as champion, which should not be happening. She's great. The women's program needs better direction. TK, do something about that and I'll praise you, I guess. That's the best I can do. Well, that's it for today. Well, this show was good, but not as good as most Dynamites are these days. Like, the last 3 shows were knocked out of the park, and I would have given all of them 5 out of 5s if I were reviewing at the time. This one, it's not that good. I mean, it's good, and by Dynamite levels only does it fall short, because believe me, the other guys are doing much worse. But yeah, it wasn't that great, and I have to give it a 3 out of 5. That's the best I can do. I cannot give it more than that because it wasn't a earth-breaking, ground-shattering show. It was a good show, had good matches, had decent segments, but that's about it. And as a TV viewer, I didn't feel that invested in the show most of the time. The ending was great up until Cody tried to make it all about himself, as usual. The beginning was decent but could have been better. The Juice and Jericho do not have the chemistry they used to, so yeah. The middle was fun but not really. The only part that was okay was the Hangman part and the Christian Cage part. Those were the only guys I really cared about in the middle of the show. Other than that, I didn't really care much. I cared a little about Camille popping up. I cared absolutely bare minimum about Baker's promo with Red Velvet, and yeah, that's about it. So that's it for my review. Let me know if I've done a good job or if I'm biased for WWE, against WWE, for AEW, against AEW, whatever, doesn't matter. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, obviously. Sub to the channel for more reviews like this, and as always, Navit Imtiaz, signing out.